Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. Oops, I have the wrong thing showing. So this morning, of course, let's talk about what's going to happen with the US markets. Let's talk about what's happening right now with Celsius. Big update that a lot of people are not liking right now. And also, of course, let's talk about Bitcoin and crypto and how the rally continues. So, should we trust it? Well, let's talk about all these things. So, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit that notification bell to get notified of all my streams. Follow me on social media, check out CryptosRUs.com, and make sure you follow the brand new Clips channel. Welcome, everyone. Hopefully, you guys are doing fantastic today. Always glad to see you guys. I did do a short video yesterday. Last night, it seemed like a lot of you guys missed that, but I thought it was a pretty good one. Anyways, I think all my videos are pretty good. I'm still watching live chat from my phone, so you're gonna have to excuse me if I miss out on a lot of it. It scrolls through very fast. But anyways, U.S. markets looking good once again, but it was looking good yesterday. But that's a positive thing. Yesterday, we started a day just like this. When the markets opened, Dow went to plus 400, NASDAQ went to plus 200. U.S. markets were looking fantastic. And I showed you guys a lot of the Bitcoin-related or crypto-related stocks that went up through the roof. Guess what? Midday, things started coming down. And by the end of the day, by the end of the trading session, Dow, S&P, NASDAQ were all red, very red. But what didn't turn red was Bitcoin. Those stocks I mentioned, Bitcoin-related stocks, and crypto overall held strong, still above $1 trillion. $1 trillion, right? But today, we're going to see some green from U.S. markets rather than red. So this might even help what we're seeing right now. And we're seeing rotation. So not only is Bitcoin still above 22,000, 22,300, it wants to break that 22,800 I mentioned, right? It really wants to shatter. It tried once, couldn't do it. It looks like it wants to test again because afterwards, you got big gap from, let me zoom out a little bit here. You got a big gap from 22.8 to 28. So this is probably a pretty hard resistance to break. But if we do break it, we could be right back above 28, 29 in no time because we fell down really hard from that level. So we could definitely see that. But not only that, what's encouraging is you look at altcoins. I mentioned the entire crypto market cap is over 1 trillion. But you're seeing now a rotation of a lot of these projects coming back, and you're seeing greens. Today, we're having another fantastic Ethereum day, up 6%, almost to 1,600. But you scroll down, you see Solana now is joining the fun at 12% today, right? So you're seeing a rotation of some of the non-movers from the last few days. Now they're moving. Avalanche continue to move. Shib is moving. You got Ethereum Classic, which I'm not even sure why they're moving, but people like Ethereum Classic. Maybe because Ethereum is moving the proof of stake. That's why. But Near Protocol is going up. I know Phantom is up like 20% today. Phantom has been decimated. Yeah, look at Phantom coming up in a big way, right? So you're seeing this rotation. And what does that rotation mean exactly? Well, it means that people are putting their money back. People are DCAing back into their bags, right? So there's a little bit of FOMO going on. But you know what? I've been saying, no one knows where bottom is. No one knows. It could go lower. It could retest low again, or it may not. It could just continue forward, right? The only way to really win is just to DCA along the way. All right. And that is what a lot of people are doing. And I have more to show you guys about that. But let's get to some of the meat and potatoes for today. For whatever reason, this has nothing to do with crypto or markets, but the UK shatters its hottest day temperature record, hitting 104.4 Fahrenheit. We know a lot of regions in the US, like Texas, have been suffering this tremendous heat wave, but it just hit the UK. So hopefully, no, you know what? they're forecasted to go to 107.6 degrees in parts of England by the afternoon. Right now, it'll be in the afternoon. So I don't know. I know a lot of you guys are in England. Let me know if it actually hit 107.6. What that is insane. I don't know. Like, you better be indoors. That is insane. I don't think I've ever experienced anything above like 103. I think the hottest I've ever witnessed or survived was a 103, but not 108. But anyways, I just want to bring that up, all right, because you don't really hear that very often. All right, so let's talk about Celsius. Not good things about Celsius. So now former employees are coming out talking bad stuff about Celsius and how they've been too risk adverse. They took too many risks, not enough safeguards in place. But not only that, they are now looking at Celsius and saying, well, there were a lot of manipulation going on, including the CEL token, right? That's the most important thing because Celsius is a lending company that actually has a token. And right now, even despite what's going on, that token started coming up because supposedly, you got a short squeeze going on, and someone even tried to blame me about it. No, it's pure manipulation right now. There's no short squeeze. No one is shorting CEL tokens, right? This isn't a GME AMC moment. No, there's just people that's manipulating the CEL token, making others FOMO in. But let me get to this one portion right here. And this is not from an insider, but this is actually from a blockchain data firm, Arkham, which analyzed the CEL tokens and addresses and so forth. Okay, here's the thing. Over the last 3 years, the firm Celsius, which already holds a good amount of CEL tokens, spent another $350 million acquiring CEL tokens on the exchanges. Right? So you could see that as a form of manipulation that they've been secretly acquiring CEL tokens via exchanges, not via OTC or anything to kind of try to drive it up. But you could argue, well, so what? A firm is doing a share buyback, right? Like, what's the big deal about that? Well, the big deal is while this was going on, accounts associated with Alex Mashinsky appeared to have sold or swapped around $40 million worth of Celsius. That's the problem. Because while CEL tokens were propped up, guess who was selling? Alex. Around $40 million worth. Okay, where did that go? Who knows at this point, right? So there's stuff like this that's coming out now that sounds really, really bad. But not only that, you may be wondering, okay, so what? They're done. What does that have to do with me? Well, the thing is, they have just emailed and posted this on their Twitter about their new reorganization plan, right? And now they have, they have their hearing ongoing and so forth. But the strange thing is now they're saying, oh, okay, customers can now file a notice of claim. So for more information, go here. The thing is, you click in there, there's no more information. It just talks about the case. It doesn't allow you to actually file a claim. So I don't know where that claim form is. So I saw someone else had to attach it to one of these tweets. But if you go into here, there's actually no claim. And what's more troubling is why would depositors need to file a claim? They should automatically be compensated, even without filing, right? I mean, it's only right. So this almost seems like Celsius is now looking at, first of all, this proposal is not completely passed, so there's a chance this gets denied. But it almost seems like they kind of want to they hope some of the depositors don't file or something, so they just keep their crypto. I don't know. It just seems like it's weird that they're forcing people to now file a claim to get back their crypto, right? So there's a lot of stuff that's happening that, let's just say there's a lot of stuff that's happening, and it's not good stuff. And people have shared with me about Celsius, still having 6 figures, 7 figures locked in Celsius. So I hope this reorganization plan does try to make people whole or come close to it, or at least give something, right? Some kind of closure in the near future. All right, so there's that. And then as for Three Arrows Capital, it's not any better. It's actually much worse for Three Arrows Capital. So liquidators are seeking time because they're going through all their assets, and there's just so much to go through. And the two founders are nowhere to be found. They don't know where they are, and that's the worst thing. But you know, if they've been looking through some of the stuff that Three Arrows Capital has done over the years in terms of borrowing, you know, and what they've been doing with that money that they borrowed, right? There's just a lot of bad stuff going on. For example, Kyle Davis and Suzu try to, you know, buy a $50 million yacht. They put a down payment. It looks like luckily they didn't pay the whole 50 million, right? But they were trying to buy luxury yachts, luxury houses, stuff like that. Zuzu's wife, Kelly Chen, borrowed $66 million, whether or not it's really her or Zuzu just borrowing her name. But she, according to this, she borrowed $66 million. Is she ever going to repay that? Probably not. Probably not, but it goes beyond there. Moonbeam, which is a project on top of Polkadot, says that they lent Three Arrows Capital $27 million. So it's not. So we're starting to see companies also, these projects, they all lend out, right? So I don't know why Moonbeam would lend over $27 million to Three Arrows Capital. And there's something else. Algorand also. Look at last October, Algorand entered a one-off OTC trade with Three Arrows Capital. We have reason to believe Three Arrows Capital violated the associated lockup terms. So basically, Three Arrows Capital bought a ton of algo via OTC. There was a lockup period, and they basically ignored it and sold it. So probably contributed to the sell pressure, you know, for algo, and maybe they have done this with many other companies too, right? So yeah, it's just, you know, the web of Three Arrows Capital is just so vast, and now we're starting to hear all about it, all the change that's happening. None of it is good. None of it is good, right? But luckily, I do think we're starting to get past this, right? This was obviously a major event for crypto, not a good look for crypto. This will probably bring on a lot more regulations, especially with Celsius and others shutting down, right? But we are going to get past this, and we're starting to see that happen already. So if you're looking at, you know, obviously look at what's happening right now. Bitcoin is coming up, crypto is coming up, right? This is what I mean by signs that we're getting past this. And what about Bitcoin itself? Well, there's still a lot of people trying to predict whether or not we have hit bottom. Do we hit bottom? Are we going to retest bottom? Are we going to go lower? Or is this it? Relief rally? Is this a bull trap? Or we're just going to continue forward? You know, there's all these questions, right? You don't get confirmation. There's no way to get confirmation until enough time has passed. That's basically what I've been saying recently, right? But if you think about it, that's true. Everyone can say everything, but until we have hit a certain point, Bitcoin is back to 40,000, Bitcoin is back at 50,000, right? You just don't have that confirmation. You just don't, right? But right now things are looking good. You know, there's a lot of charts, a lot of indicators. Here's one using the logarithmic growth curve. And you can see, again, one of those bottom indicators. Whenever Bitcoin has a top and a bottom, it comes back down, it hits that growth curve. That's usually an indicator of a bottom, right? And we have definitely hit it recently many, many times. So does this mean that we have hit bottom? Don't know. Maybe when Bitcoin goes back up to 50,000, we'll know. But what I do know is we are a lot closer to bottom than we are to top. And definitely, this is the time to be DCA. At under 20K was definitely time to be DCA. But even now, at 22, 23, whatever it may be, and altcoins still down 70, 80%. Still a fantastic time to be DCA. Now, there's other good news, of course, good metrics, I should say. In terms of Bitcoin, a lot of these I don't know what you call these fundamental fundamental charts, I guess, or analysis. Maybe that's a better word, but you look at Bitcoin supply, last active 3+ years, right? Reached an all-time high at 38.171%. So people that held at least 3 years, all-time high. But what about people that held longer, 10 years, all-time high, right? And it's crazy. It just keeps going up and up and up, right? So the number of holders, obviously, are increasing by little bit. It seems like every single week. That's why it seems like almost every single week we're getting a little bit higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. You measure addresses. Here's a very telling, I guess, well, let me just show you. Number of addresses holding 0.01 Bitcoin. Almost everyone could achieve this, right? This is just for Bitcoin. All-time high. You can see that's not slowing down, right? That's 0.01 Bitcoin. What about 0.1 Bitcoin? All-time high. Okay, what about 1 Bitcoin? All-time high, right? I don't have one for 10. But you could see not only are the holders increasing, the new people coming in are also increasing, which is why the addresses are actually going up from 0.01 to 0.1 to 1, right? So definitely shows the market is getting stronger. And you could argue that Bitcoin itself, if you look at the fundamentals like these things I've been showing you guys, it's the strongest it's ever been. So think about that. All right, and then as for other things like Ethereum's having a good day. Looking at the total value locked into the ETH 2.0 deposit contract for the Beacon chain, all-time high. All-time high. So there are still a lot of people that are not worried about this lockup, not worried about not being able to withdraw, right? And they just want to lock in their ETH so that they can start earning rewards from their ETH while they hold them. Continues to go up, right? There's a lot of people that really believe in Ethereum. So that's fantastic. And last few things, I did see Binance. Binance now supposedly has more Bitcoins than Coinbase. You can see there's a huge decline of Bitcoin on Coinbase, right? Recently, Coinbase has caught a lot of FUD. Who said it? BitBoy recently said that Coinbase stopped affiliate payouts, and that may be a little concerning. But I mean, that's one of many things that's been happening in Coinbase. So it makes sense that a lot of the Bitcoins are being removed from it. Although, I kind of question this. I don't know if Glassnode actually knows every single address that belongs to Coinbase, because Coinbase has been around for so long, and there's so many OTC trades being done with Coinbase. So I think there's a lot more Bitcoins, a lot more hidden Bitcoins and hidden crypto that people do not know about. I told you guys this story before, and maybe, I don't know if you guys do know this or not. But early on, when I had a lot of time on my hands, I would look at a block explorer for Litecoin. All right. And I was like, okay, where did all the Litecoin go to? The very first few, right? From the Genesis block of Litecoin when it was forked, and all the mined Litecoins, where did they go to? They all went to Coinbase. You look at the address, like the first like million plus all went to Coinbase, and they were distributed among all these different addresses. And that's because Charlie Lee was working at Coinbase at the time. So stuff like that just makes me think they have so many crypto hidden, locked away that you just don't know about, right? And they don't have to reveal it at all. But anyways, so I saw that, and also I saw this. Coinbase's daily volume for trades is basically the same as Uniswap now. That's a testament to how many people that now use DEXs to trade, and they are on exchanges like Coinbase. That's a fantastic thing, right? More control to the people. This is why I've been telling you guys to safeguard your crypto, learn how to use a hardware wallet or a mobile wallet or a browser wallet, any non-custodial wallet, right? And once you learn how to use that, then you can integrate with a lot of these DEXs and start trading off the major centralized exchanges, right? Before, this wasn't really viable because there was not enough liquidity, right? So back in 2017, you did have a few DEXs, but you didn't want to use them because they sucked. There was no liquidity, and any major trade would have huge deviations. But that's no longer the case, at least for the bigger coins. And then lastly, I saw ApeCoin. They've been going up because they released another other side demo, so many people are getting excited about that. But you know what? There's just a lot of projects like this that's going on, that exists right now, I should say, and they're bringing out more and more stuff, right? They're fulfilling their roadmap. They're bringing more features, more partnerships, and getting more endorsements. I mean, there's a lot of things going on right now, right? That's why a lot of these altcoins will survive. They will get stronger. That's why it's worth holding on to them and DCing into them. All right, that is pretty much it. Let's see. I didn't refresh this today. Looking good so far for U.S. markets, I guess. So far, so good. But of course, it can reverse. But as for Bitcoin, still holding around 22.2 right now, and a lot of altcoins are still in the green. So it's looking good. All right, guys, let's do some Q&A here. Arizona gets to 113 all the time. Well, I'm glad I don't live in Arizona. That is crazy hot. All right, I'm just trying to scroll up a little bit. Trying to scroll up. Yes, I don't have my bell with me, so unfortunately I cannot ring the bell. Did you see the tweets about custody accounts versus earning accounts? So the people who were grandfathered into earning yield got screwed and loses it all. Tyler, I didn't hear about that. Condensed crypto news in 3 minutes. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see. How about Gina? Well, Gina, I think, is doing just fine. Um, Andrew, I appreciate that. I do what I can. Um, all right, I think I caught up here. Cadena just got listed on Binance at US. Still liking the project overall, yes, but I am honestly not liking all the Cadena shills that keep coming onto live chat every single day asking about Cadena. The same people, I recognize the names. So yeah, that's really frustrating. But Cadena has not changed in my mind, and it's good that they're listed on Binance.us. And Kusama got listed today too, I think. But Binance.us is adding more and more tokens, so they're starting to become my favorite US based exchange. So yes, I am super tan, super tan. Yes, and yes, I do have children. Um, where do you expect Avalanche to be when Bitcoin hits 30,000? I don't know. Where's Avalanche right now? I know Avalanche sold off quite a bit. So they're at 25. Bitcoin hits 30, they could be back up to like 50. They could double from here. That's for sure. Can you break down the Voyager email that came out today and possible pump on VGX? The dad, what I just got done saying about sell token pumps, supposedly short squeeze pumps, right? Do not do the same thing or make the mistake with Voyager, right? There's no possible pump on VGX. If it happens, it's because of whale manipulation, because the market makers want to basically get you to FOMO in so that they can dump on you, and then you're going to be complaining later to me, oh, VGX dumps on me. right? Isn't it obvious? Voyager's going bankrupt. They're not coming out of this alive. Why would you participate in buying their token? Do you think that that's a good idea? I mean, come on, man. Be smart. Don't ask questions like that. Let's see here. Is this a relief rally? Could be. Could be. It sounds like you're in disbelief. I think a lot of people are still in disbelief, but you just don't know. You just don't know until the market reaches a certain point. Then you're like, okay, yeah, that was bottom. You don't know. Will Jenkins, there's nothing you could do right now. They're probably going to do the same thing with Volt. They're going to go through some bankruptcy hearing, but they claim they're not going to go through bankruptcy. They're trying to work with Nexo for a buyout, but they say there's a lot of stuff they could do, and they're going to try to make people whole. So right now, no, there's nothing you could do. Just wait. All these companies, you have to wait. Filing came like this whole thing with Celsius. They're like, okay, go file a claim. You go file a claim and not get anything back for like 3 years. So this whole thing about filing a claim now is just stupid. It's ridiculous. It's not like you file it, you go get something back next week. No, this thing is going to drag on for years. So just wait and see what happens. Let's see here. Someone said keep an eye on Kusama. Well, you know, they just got added Binance.us, so that could definitely help them. 50K will be amazing. I actually think that 50K by the end of the year is realistic. I think there's a lot of we get a good sustained rally, right? With Bitcoin and crypto and with US markets, we could definitely see it. Especially, we're going to have new inflation numbers coming out next month. If that starts trending down because of all the rate hikes, the markets will roar back hard. So right now, people are basic traders, a lot of investors, they're waiting for inflation to start peaking and coming down, right? Now, some argue it'll never come down. It'll be very high inflation for years, right? But when you look at inflation, headline inflation, core inflation, um, if it starts slowing down and tops out, well, things could turn around. There's so much money sitting at sidelines right now waiting to come back in, right? And FOMO will become a real thing. So I think actually 50K is possible by the end of this year. Is XRP a goner now? No. If they win that lawsuit, that's a big thing for them. Big, big thing for them. Harmony One is ready to bounce. I don't know if it's ready to bounce. They suffered tremendously. So they had 100 million TVL. It's locked in their bridge. It's gone. They basically have no TVL left on their project. So that's a huge thing to overcome. Huge ETH Classic could be huge because of the merge. People can't mine ETH anymore, but they can mine ETH Classic. Yeah, but they're mining something that has no purpose. There still has not been any roadmap to define what ETH Classic is going to be or what they're going to do. They don't have dApps. They're not even moving in that direction, even though obviously they're EVM compatible. They can run dApps, but it seems like every dApp is still on Ethereum. They're not coming to Ethereum Classic. Are they concentrated on NFTs? I don't know. I don't hear about it ever. Are they concentrated on being a currency, being a digital currency? That was their previous goal, to let ETH become more of a dApp supporter and ETH Classic be more of a digital currency to be used. But I don't see anyone using Ethereum Classic. So Ethereum Classic, I don't know what their future is. I don't even think they know what their future is. They just simply exist. And that's the problem. So, not for me. AWS and Azure had outages at least 3 times per year. Yeah, customers say Bitcoin stay because the tech is good. Reminds me of Solana right now. Why do people get so pissed out about outages? Well, you're kind of compensating by saying, okay, because AWS and Azure had outages, Solana outages is okay, right? Well, first of all, AWS and Azure shouldn't have outages at all because they have 10, 20 data centers around the world that's supposed to be redundant. So if they have outages, that means they screwed up. So don't, I get it. I was in IT, it happens, but it's not something that you just say, okay, it happens. So what? A lot of people, a lot of companies lose millions and millions of dollars from those outages. And second of all, for Solana, it's supposed to be decentralized and never go out, especially if you compare it to something like Bitcoin. Bitcoin has existed for 12 years, the network has never gone out. And same thing with a lot of these other networks, right? A lot of these networks have been ongoing for many years and never had an outage. So that's why people get mad because you compare it to something like Bitcoin or Ethereum or XRP Ledger or wherever, these guys that's been around for a long time and they never suffered that many outages. And Solana didn't suffer just three, they suffered like 12 within a matter of 6 months. So it's not just like one or two, it's like they suffered a dozen outages. So that's pretty bad too. Am I the only one that sees the triple bottom on a daily? No, I've seen other people mention it. I didn't bring it up because I'm like, all right, triple bottom, it's good. But yeah, not the biggest TA guy here. Watching from Taiwan. Big shout out to Taiwan. Solana running on Windows 95. How do you feel about Austin Martin's coins? I think that's ridiculous. I didn't even hear about it, but that's stupid. And Sierra and Chili's. I like Chili's, but they're gonna have a lot of problems with the U.S. They can't offer any of the tokens that they do overseas because they're all considered security tokens. And CRO, I don't know. I hope they're doing fine. They spent so much on marketing in 2021. Hopefully, they still have enough to keep going. But I think they should be fine. They should, but who knows this day and age. Windows 95, 98 are still solid OS. Okay, if you say so. Um, Irfan, if you ask about is this a fake bull run one more time, I'm gonna ban you from the channel. All right, you're constantly spamming that, and I've answered that 100 times. So stop. Windows ME was the worst ever. I do remember Windows ME, and that did suck. Have I ever been to Greece? No. One of the destinations I do want to go to. I hear it's really beautiful. Mm. Soul will get it right. The potential is enormous. I do think the potential is enormous. That's why I haven't given up on Solana, even though with all the network outages. I still think they have a chance to fix things, make things right, and continue forward. Um, and I do. They're still one of the bigger L1s out there, right? But yeah, they gotta stop. They gotta fix all these things that they've been faced with, right? There's still time, obviously. Cardano still isn't fully complete. Ethereum isn't fully complete, right? So Solana still has time, but let's see. How has the trip been so far? I think it's pretty good. Very, very hot. I think this may be the only vacation where I lose weight because I've been still kind of controlling what I'm eating. But man, I think I became an alcoholic during this trip because it's an all-inclusive resort. Every single meal, like two or three drinks. So yesterday was, I think, the only day where at dinner I didn't have some kind of alcoholic beverage. But man, nonstop drinking. So I'm very dehydrated, very, very tanned, very burnt. But it's fun. All right, guys. All right, I'll let you guys go. Willie, welcome. Um, so overall, looking pretty good. The rally is continuing with Bitcoin and crypto. We're starting to see more crypto come back to life. This is fantastic. People are starting to trust the market a little bit more and putting money in, right? But for those of you guys that's been DCAing, right? Especially when Bitcoin was below 20,000, when Ethereum was below 1,000, when Cardano was in the 30 cent. I mean, had you been DCing during these times? Well, you're enjoying it, right? But we're not out. We're not out of the we're not out of the woods. All right. So there's still a lot more to come. We're building upon this day by day by day. We won't get 100% confirmation whether or not we're going to get another bottom, another dip, another bottom, or if we're going to keep going, right? We just don't know. But the one strategy that works is just DCA. Just DCA along the way. All right. So smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys later. I don't know if I'm going to stream tonight or put out another video. Make sure you hit that notification bell to get notified. All right. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.